Hey guys, Jared here, and welcome to a brand new conversation video where I'm going to be discussing the characters who me and my team think are going to be cut from the next Super Smash Bros. Game coming out this year for the Nintendo Switch. I really want to get more people on here so I can have a proper discussion, but for the time being it's just me on my own, so I'm afraid you're going to have to put up with me for a little while longer. But like I said, hopefully more people will come along in the future so I can properly discuss, get more opinions. But hey, that's what the comment section's there for, so feel free to leave a comment down below to give your opinions on this topic, and you know, I'll definitely read through them, I'll reply to them as well, and let's get this conversation underway. So yeah, like I said, the topic of this video is characters who I think is going to get cut from the next Super Smash Bros. Game. I mean, to be honest, it's quite likely that no one's going to get cut. Like, I imagine they're going to go full out with this next Smash Bros. Game. I imagine they're going to like properly go for it. They're going to produce so many characters, they're going to put so many characters into this game. I think it's going to be crazy. I think there's going to be about 80 odd characters. That's my prediction anyway. But you know, some characters might be cut because, you know, it's not a foreign concept for Smash Bros to cut characters from the game, and you know, I do think there are a few characters who could potentially get the chop, I'm afraid. And I'm going to kick things off with stating a character that I think has a huge amount of chance of being removed, and that character is Lucario. And I was surprised that Lucario was in the latest version of Smash. I was genuinely shocked they put him in Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. I really wasn't. I honestly thought he was going to get replaced by like Zoroark or just a more current Pokemon. I had no idea why he was in the game. To be honest, I still look at the game and think he doesn't really have a place there. And I would put money on it that Lucario is going to get cut from the next Smash Bros. Game because, you know, he's kind of outstayed his welcome, in my opinion. Like, once again, guys, this is purely my opinion. If you like Lucario, like, that's completely fine. I really don't mind. But I'm just saying, like, I could see Lucario being cut from the game because, and just replaced by a more current Pokemon, basically. Just being replaced by just someone who's just a bit more recent, like, like, let's be honest, who really cares about Lucario right now? I mean, I know he's a really well-designed Pokemon, and he played a big role in a movie, but it's just kind of like, whatever, you know, he's not that big of a deal like, in the whole grand scheme of Pokemon. You know, he's not like Mewtwo standard or Charizard standard, is he? Let's be honest, he's not that well known. So yeah, I really have I think of everyone on this list, I'm pretty sure Lucario is probably like up there, definitely number one who I think will get cut. I genuinely am so sure about that. And kind of leading on from Lucario is Greninja. I think Greninja, like, he was very much a Pokemon put there just to promote Pokemon X and Y. Like, he wasn't there for a great deal, he's just there to promote a game, so I could totally see him getting replaced by a more current Pokemon. Maybe from Sun and Moon, or if they do release a new Pokemon game, he could be replaced by one of those. Because remember before in Smash Bros, when Greninja was announced, we were actually told that Greninja was already put in the game before we even knew about Greninja, you know? So there may be a Pokemon already in Smash who we don't even know about, who could be coming out in a brand new Pokemon game. We just don't know. So that's exactly what happened with Greninja, so that could be exactly what's going to happen with this game as well. So moving on, I'm going to say these three in like kind of the same kind of section. I think Lucina, Dark Pit, and Dr. Mario are all gonna be cut, like, unless they, because those three characters were literally put in last minute. Like, Sakurai announced that basically they were put in at the final minute. They had some spare sort of time to put some characters in, but not enough time to make a brand new character, so they just made a few clone characters. You know, Lucina's a clone of Marth, Dr. Mario's obviously a clone of Mario, and Dark Pit is a clone of Pit. So, I mean, they could easily be in the game, considering, like, he basically said it doesn't take him a huge amount of time to make a clone character. So they could easily be in the game, but they're definitely not going to be, like, priority to put in the game. So, once again, wouldn't be surprised if they were cut from the game. The next character, okay, this one's going to be a little bit controversial, because I'm not too sure how people feel about this character in general. Like, and that character's Rob. Like, I don't know, I just can't, like, I could see Rob being replaced. Like, I can imagine them basically keeping the concept of Rob there, but replacing him with a brand new character. Like, if they, for instance, if they were to add another Sonic character, like Eggman, they could just basically take Rob's moveset and put it into Eggman, because you could, like, be riding a robot or something. I don't know, it's just, Rob just seems like a bit of a, I don't know, just like kind of a whatever character, in my opinion. I know he was a console years and years ago. I can't remember the exact dates of it, but you know, he was a part of Nintendo history. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the next game. Like, I really wouldn't. Like, if he's in the next game, fine, whatever. Like, that's cool. I don't really have a problem. But I kind of feel as if, like, the main thing I'm thinking of for this next Smash Bros. Game is I just want new characters. I just want some brand new characters to play with. You know, we've seen these old faces before. Let's just move on now. Let's move on and let's just play with some new characters. You know, I don't want to play with the old characters all the time. Like, some of these characters can be, like, 3 appearances now, and it's like, let's just play with some other characters now. But you know, like I said, I wouldn't be too fussed if Rob stayed in, but I'm just saying, I'm literally pointing out characters who have a small chance of being cuts. I mean, I know, like, almost all the characters have a small chance of being cuts, but you know what I mean, okay? Okay, Mii Fighter. Mii Fighter's the next one. I never wanted Mii Fighter to be in the game. I never played as Mii Fighter. I just thought Mii Fighter was just the boring option. There's so many characters to play from. Why would you pick Mii Fighter? Oh, it's such a boring character, and then people were making, like, Mii Fighter characters of characters who, like, already existed and stuff. The only reason I could see the Mii Fighters staying is, for, like, costumes and stuff. Because remember, sort of towards the end of Smash Bros. For the Wii U, they sort of announced, like, King K. Rool costumes and Geno costumes and stuff. And they sold them for, like, $1.50, maybe. And it was like, you know, I think that's the only reason they'll keep it, just for like a money scheme. But you know, I would be pretty happy if the Mii Fighters were kicked from the game. I wouldn't mind at all. The next character is a Fire Emblem character, and that's Corrin. Corrin was pretty much similar to what I said about Greninja. Corrin was basically in the game to just promote Fire Emblem Fates. I think that's what it's called. It was Fire Emblem Fates, wasn't it? Yeah. And it was basically, she was there to promote the new game, and I can just easily see them being replaced by, you know, a newer Fire Emblem character. I know a new Fire Emblem game is coming out later this year for the Switch, so also similar to the Greninja, they could have already added a character, we just haven't seen them yet, or they could be adding just a more recent Fire Emblem character. Who knows? Moving on, I've got Cloud written on the list, and once again, like, if Cloud was removed, I would be really upset, because, you know, they actually got the rights to use him, and we know, like, Square Enix are really awkward and tricky to work with, like, copyright issues and whatnot, but, that will be the only reason Cloud will be removed. Like, for instance, Snake was removed from the Wii U and 3DS version because of, like, copyright reasons and whatnot. So I could easily see the same happening to Cloud, which would be a massive shame because, you know, they had the rights to use him and they used him on the Wii U version and no one cared about the Wii U. It's frustrating, but I'm sort of scared it's going to happen. This is a character who I genuinely would be surprised if they were in the next game, purely for copyright reasons. Oh, trust me, I would love Cloud to be in the next game, but I just cannot see it. I mean, no, I can see it happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen, is what I'm saying. And the next one is a Charizard, actually. I'm really banking on the idea that they're going to bring back the Pokemon Trainer, because the only reason the Pokemon Trainer was removed from the Wii U and 3DS version was for the 3DS basically technical limitations. It really could not handle having like 3 characters in one, which is why we saw characters like Zelda and Sheik turn into single like separate character slots, and why Ice Climbers were removed and Samus and Zero Suit Samus were now 2 separate characters, purely for the 3DS technical limitations, hardware limitations, should I say. So that, like I said, I could totally see the Pokemon Trainer returning. Maybe with new Pokemon, so, I don't know, there's nothing saying he couldn't get more recent Pokemon. Charizard might stay, like, once again, I would be more than happy if Charizard were to stay, but I'm just stating characters who have a chance of leaving. Charizard could be replaced by another really popular Pokemon, which is Blastoise, because obviously, we had Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, and the two sort of icon Pokemon for those two games were Charizard and Blastoise. And the only way I could see Charizard being replaced would be by an equally as popular Pokemon, which is Blastoise. And to be honest, even when I compare the two, Charizard I would say is more recognisable. So yeah, I could see Charizard being removed and being sort of downgraded to being demoted to like a Pokemon trainer status like he was before. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And the last character, okay, this isn't the last character, but this is the last character off the list that isn't that controversial. But this character is Shulk. And I don't know anything about Xenoblade Chronicles. I've never read up about it, I've never played the game, I've never seen it being played, I know literally nothing. So I really can't comment much on this, but my team was sort of saying about how he could be replaced by a new character. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out, and I don't know if there's any new characters who could replace Shulk, but apparently it's a possibility, and I thought I'd just throw it out there, just give you guys some food for thought. Okay, so this next list of characters now, I've got five characters, sorry, and basically these are characters who are really controversial, like people would genuinely be upset if they were removed, but it's worth talking about is what I'm saying. So the first character that I mentioned, and my team were like, what, when I said it, was is Falco. Now, Falco's been in the game since Melee, so he is quite OG to the series. But I mean, it's going back to the point I said before. I can see I want to play with new characters basically, and I love Falco. I would even consider him being one of my mains. I love him to pieces. I would be very happy to see him return. But I'm just saying they could replace him, like Star Fox. I know they released Star Fox Zero like 2 years ago now, but Star Fox isn't a huge game, is it, in Nintendo? It's a well-known game, but it's just kind of like whatever at this point, you know? So I could totally see them basically copying Falco's moveset and just like moving it to a more recent character, you know? And it always seems crazy to me, like franchises like Donkey Kong still only have 2 representatives, like being Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, yet they're pretty relevant right now. They've got like Tropical Freeze and Donkey Kong Country coming out and stuff, and it's like, you know, it's coming to Switch, but there's like there's been no news on Star Fox since that past game from 2 years ago, Star Fox Zero, and then the remake of the 64 version for the 3DS. So I don't know, it just seems like they're being kind of overrepresented. It seems like Star Fox is being overrepresented in Smash Bros because they're not that big of a franchise really. So I don't know, all I'm saying is I could see Falco being removed. I would be upset because I do like him, but you know, it's just food for thought basically. The next character is Ike. Now, I know a lot of people like Ike. A lot of people really do like him, but I don't know, it really is just that thought of, I just want to play with new characters, and there are so many people to choose from in the Fire Emblem franchise. So many heavyweight characters to choose from. Maybe not as many as like well known as Ike, but I don't know. I never replayed as Ike. You know, it's like I said, just copying their moveset and moving it to a new skin, basically. But apparently in the Fire Emblem Warriors, like the Fire Emblem sort of the carbon copy of Hyrule Warriors, Ike was one of the most used characters. So once again, I would probably be more shocked if Ike was taken out the game than if he was just kept in. But yeah, it's a possibility. I'm just chucking out some ideas. The next character is Roy. Now Roy, it really is that character. I can genuinely say that I wouldn't be surprised if he was kicked out the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was kept in the game. He really is, like, I could honestly see it going either way with this guy. And if they do continue to do DLC, Roy will still probably be DLC. I just can't imagine Roy's gonna be like priority for them to make. So yeah, basically that's all I've got to say about Roy. The next character is Lucas. Same thing basically with Roy, so he's kind of similar to Ness, so like, he could probably be DLC, but once again, I would not be surprised if he was kicked out the game or he was kept in the game. And the last character is Robin. Now, Robin I really like, because I really do appreciate characters who are original and they have a completely different play style, and I don't want them to get rid of Robin's play style at all. I'm just saying they could change Robin for the next like Avatar stroke main character game of the upcoming Fire Emblem series. So like I said before, it could be a character who we don't even know about yet. But I really hope they keep his play style, because it's so original and it's so unique to the character. I think it'll be a huge shame for them to get rid of it. They can't get rid of it, let's be honest. And well, leaving off on this little note are the characters who have been in multiple games, so it gives them a little bit more, just a little bit more of a tier to like, stay in the game. And this was mentioned to me by one of my teammates, and they said that Rob, Dr. Mario, Ike, Falco, Charizard, Lucario, Roy, and Lucas, I believe. I'm making sure that's completely right. Yeah, those are the characters who have been in multiple games, and I'm not sure that gives them more like tier to be in the next game or not. I'm pretty sure like characters like Falco, they've been in it since Melee. That's a long time to be in the game. Like Melee, Brawl, and Wii U and 3DS, 3 games, and so like I said, they could be removed, but I would be more shocked if they were removed if they weren't. But you know, I thought these are characters who are probably most likely to be removed. If I'm gonna be honest, I think they might keep all the characters and just like pump up the character selection to 80 or something. And I've also got a mention of the original 12 who were in the very first game of Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64, which is Mario, Luigi, Link, Kirby, Pikachu, Donkey Kong, Samus, Fox, Captain Falcon, Nez, Yoshi, and Jigglypuff. Those characters are 100% staying, and of course, as we saw in the trailer, we saw that was it? I think, well, for definite certain, we saw Bowser, Pit. Well, we saw Bowser, Pit for definite. It's obvious it's going to be those guys. And some other characters we thought we saw Peach, Zelda, Sheik, Marth, Ganon, Wario, Peach, and Olimar. And of course, Inkling is definitely going to be in the game as well. So yeah, I mean, those are the characters who are obviously definitely going to be in the game. Not definitely, but very likely to be in the game and won't be cut. And the characters I mentioned, obviously been talking about today, are the ones I generally think might be cut. And yeah, that's basically all I've got to say for today's video. So if you agree with me or you disagree with me, that's totally cool, it's your opinion, but be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and I'll definitely read through the comments and reply to them, because it's really interesting. Like I said, I'm just on my own here, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to get some more people on here to actually have a proper discussion with, and yeah, get other opinions. But for the meantime, I have to leave it up to you guys. So thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to have many more updates for the upcoming Smash Bros. And anything else Nintendo news coming up in the future. But for now, I'll see you guys later. Cheers.